So today we're going to be drawing a realistic spear. For that, though, now we're going to choose the color we want as our base color. For me, it's blue. Now, you can choose from the color wheel or the palette. Then we're going to use the fill tool. The fill tool actually creates shapes filled with this particular color that you've already chosen. So right now it's a spear, so we want it to be an ellipse, right? So instead of the rectangle, choose ellipse and get going. Yay! We're gonna place it somewhere in the center of the canvas like this. Now there are shadows and many others, so we're gonna tap on the plus sign, which is an add layer, and we tap color layer, and we use a clipping mask. We're going back to the brush tool and use choosing the stipple pen now. So once we choose stipple pen, size about 500. We're going to choose black color, and we're going to add the shadow at the place. So I'm currently imagining that our spear touches the ground, so it's the surface. This particular point along this particular plane. So that's why I'm adding a shadow over here, right? So keep going. Now this is there, and what we're gonna do is we're gonna add another color layer and remove the clipping mask for that particular layer which we just added, and move it below the first layer on which we drawn the circle. So it's going to look like this, right? We're going to erase those lines here using the eraser tool. Okay, now on the other layer, which is the layer 3 currently, we're going to add a shadow at the spot where the ball has touched the ground, basically on the ground, right? So we're going to choose a stipple pen, and we're going to add the shadow. Okay, now we're going to add another layer above the layer which has been clipped onto our first layer. That particular layer is gonna be doing with our highlights. Highlight is basically something, when you have a source of light, say over here. I'm gonna give you an example. So say we have a source of light over here. That means the shadow will be formed on the ground over this part where we have currently gotten a shadow. And although there's gonna be this whitish thing that's gonna be formed, if you have a look at any of the objects in your room, or if you place them in light, in sunlight or any form of light, there'll be this place where the light reflects back, and it leaves this whitish sort of line or mark. The shape of this particular highlight changes depending upon the kind of object you're drawing. If it's a bottle, then it's going to be vertical, like it's going to be like this. Now since it's a spear, it's going to be like this over here. So let's get going with that now. So we're going to choose white and reduce the size of this stipple pen. Another thing to be noted is this particular shade, or the shadow which we applied over here, repeats beyond the highlight on the left side. Right now I'm imagining that the light source is on the top left corner, so we need to take that into consideration when we're putting the highlight over here. Our highlight is currently complete. Now we're going to add that particular shadow that I promised you guys would be present here. So switching back to black as our shade, we're going to add this layer over here. So to create a little more of an effect, like a rough effect, I added this blue, spots of blue over this particular region where we had the highlight. As you see, it's not just pure white there. So I'm going to do the same here. So it doesn't look like I just randomly, did it. There's a reason. Well, now that's a complete spear. I hope you guys like this video, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.